Yo, monkeys, it's me, DDP Diamond Dallas Page. And you, monkey, you're listening to the Potsy and Tino show. And that's not a bad thing, monkey. That's a good thing. Bang!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, if there's any issues with the sound, please let me know. But otherwise, it's the Potsy and Tino show. That's right, Potsy Tino, brought to you by the Potsy Fans Network. He's the road dog, Tino Gray. I'm the badass Rob Potsy Potchak. I'm wearing a Batman t-shirt just because. Why the fuck not? Our theme song, as always, is brought to you by Adam's House Cats, called the Wrestling Song. It's available on iTunes for 99 cents. Tino's sitting there laughing at me already, and here's why. Because like I am all over the place. I got to be honest with you, folks. I, I'm, I'm, I'm not here, man. I'm not here. Uh, we normally go ahead and start the show with a little segment called "What's Up with You," and I don't even know if the banners are actually on. Well, most of the banners are on here. Um, we normally start the show with a little segment called "What's Up with You," and Tino. I'm going to go ahead and start the show by saying that um, I was diagnosed with severe sleep apnea last week, right? And this is right before I went to Charlotte for Heroes Convention and everything else. But when I got back, and obviously I'll talk more about Heroes Convention after I find out what's up with you. But a friend of mine named Tom Quiroz, or Quiroz, or the way that it was spelled was just crazy. We called him Q. Okay, so like the Star Trek character that is part of like the omniverse and everything else that can just oversee everything going on. And I hope Q is doing that now. Q passed away, and it's really affecting me. And you know, last year, actually, we thought about having my buddy Mark on the show tonight, and apparently he's out in Greensboro. But Mark was on the show after my buddy Chris passed away, and and Q is one of those people that like wanted everybody to like him, but wanted everybody to like him because he's the right kind of person. And somehow, somewhere, okay, I was diagnosed this past week with severe sleep apnea. So I woke up at like 2 o'clock in the morning, laying on my couch, which you and I are sitting on right now. And I went to bed, and I woke up like 2 hours later, and I felt this huge feeling of regret. Like I just felt like something was wrong. So I grabbed my phone, and I looked at my phone, and I saw all these messages of my friend Q no longer with us. I didn't have any information about it. I didn't know what was going on. But just like my friend Nicole last year, he's just not with us anymore. And this is a guy that, like, literally, like 3 days ago, I was playing Pokemon Go with. Now, we weren't in the same room. We weren't in this, but I was able to sit there and send a message to him that said, "Hey, do you want to take on this battle that we're doing?" And he did. He jumped in every time he could. And uh, after I found out that he had passed, like you never think that it's real.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like you've got to see other people sit there and say.
Yeah.
So I went and I checked out his page, and there were people posting constantly. And this is 4 o'clock in the morning, man. I'm like, A, I'm sitting there going, why am I not asleep?
Mm.
But B, I'm sitting there going, how did I not know? You know, and I, it's so tough for me because like I love the guy. He the best way to describe him is that not only was he a great person, but he had a beautiful soul. And you know, you guys can all joke about the fact that I'm a ginger, so I don't have a soul. So of course I'm gonna sit there and say that he had a beautiful soul. But I mean, like, nobody has a bad thing to say about him. It's the first time I turned the thing on in weeks, so it's going off. I apologize for the zit, 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 zit that everybody hears. Uh, let's make sure everybody can hear us and everything while I'm sitting here doing this.
Damn.
Everybody, it looks like everybody can hear us.
Who's in
Michael
Barrett,
Turner, Chris Barrett,
Joe Lowe.
Joe Lowe. Thank you guys. But dude, I've known the guy for 16 years. He was one of the first people that I ever met when I moved over to the North Hills GameStop. And instantly it was like, you're going to be my friend, you know? And it's kind of like when I met you, you know, like you and I met in the most random of situations where we were just at the same bar. And I think they were showing wrestling.
Nitro, probably.
It was like Nitro or
Yeah, because they showed Nitro.
or Raw or whatever. And you and I were just sitting there watching it, and all of a sudden it was like, oh, you like this? And this is right before Tino got punched in the nose.
That was a couple weeks before that.
It was a couple weeks before it, but like all of a sudden you and I were hanging out all the time watching it, and now, you know, I mean, even still 20 years later, you and I are still okay. Now it's my actual phone.
That's different.
But I mean, like, when it comes to Q, like, I mean, when I heard about it, I messaged a couple people today, and I was like, I heard Q passed. And as soon as I said that, they were like, what was it? What happened? And it's not my place to say. It's not. I'm not going to sit there and spread anything on YouTube. I am going to say that based on it, it seemed like he wasn't feeling well for a couple days, and he went home, and then his roommate found him, and after last year when my friend Nicole passed by just walking from one bar to another and just dropping dead.
I remember her passing. I don't remember because you got her. You had
Chris.
That's the dude that was.
I mean, Mark was going to be here tonight.
Yeah.
And Mark unfortunately is out of town, but
Chris,
that's why we actually fixed and made a new visual for tonight.
I like this better.
Well,
I think we need to keep this.
Because
it's better than trying to fit on your iPad.
I don't know if it's if the microphone is going to work every time, because like this time, how does everything sound, guys? Scrimshank, thank you so much, Dave. I really appreciate it. I've known Dave almost as long as I've known Q, but it's one of those situations where like I literally was BSing with the guy not too long ago, and he was trying to get himself a PS5, and you know, I had to remind him I don't work at GameStop anymore, but I would sit there and try to work my magic, you know, like I do. Michael says we sound good, so great. But I'll tell you, like, there's been a lot going on anyway. Like I don't feel like I felt like myself.
Mm.
And like I went to work today, man, and I was a disaster. I told my entire team, I was like, here's the deal. I've been up since 4:30 in the morning. I haven't slept since, and it's true. You know, like ever since I found out that I had sleep apnea, like I haven't slept at all.
Yeah.
But even worse, like I was trying to sleep, and when I found that out at 4:30 in the morning, I was like, I'm not going to be able to do anything. Like I posted on my personal Facebook earlier today that anybody that actually wants to go out to the night for Q, I believe it's July 10th. They've already set up at a place that he was well known. It's on my personal Facebook page. If you guys aren't already, send me a friend request. You'll be able to see where it is. If you're in the Raleigh area, you can definitely join because he was a person that absolutely needs to be thought about, rewarded, and everything else. And I guess what I said, Tino, is that I don't want people to sit there and say, I'm sorry for your loss.
Mm.
And the reason why is because losing Q is our loss. He was such a good person that he's one of those people that you know that the world needs more of. And there aren't enough of him.
Mm.
You know, I'm an asshole. Tino sits there and says it every week. I'm an asshole. I'm probably not going up there.
Mm.
You
A
know,
whole lot of people are.
if in fact, if I can trade any clout I have to go up there to make sure my mom gets up there,
Yeah.
I want my mom to go up there because I don't know if I ever told you the story. My mom was telling me like Robert, I want to be cremated when I die, right? And I looked right at her and I said, Mom, what happens if you go up there and you're in your final form? And she goes, What do you mean? And I said, What if you're just a pile of ashes in front of St. Peter?
No.
Right? And she goes, well, I would hope he would still accept me. And I was like, no, that guy would sit there and go, would someone get rid of this mess? And my mom got so mad at me, dude.
Mm-hmm.
She got so mad, but it's a good line. It's pretty funny.
That's why you're an asshole.
And that's why I'm an asshole. But then she also asked me if I wanted my own personal spot at like the church that she's like getting like in, you know, they're building a tomb and everything else and whatever. And I was like, no, I'm not going to need that. And she's like, why not? I said, well, because in my will, I'm going to make sure that I put in there that I'm going to be taxidermied. And all four nieces and nephews,
Who wants you?
all four nieces
my
and nephews are going to have to watch over me 1/4 of the year.
Did you really fucking put that in your will?
Oh, I did. And I'm going to sit here like this. 2 arms up just like that so they can put me in like a recliner and just let me, you know, like, but for 1/4 of the year, they got to deal with me. They got to pick me up. They got to move me around.
That's fucking that's creepy, bitch.
Yeah, but let's
No.
be real. That's how crazy I am, right? Like, hey kids, you didn't love me while I was alive, so now you're gonna have to take care of me while I'm not
No,
here.
they're not. They're gonna get you in there and they'll just throw you in the corner.
But more than anything else, Tino, before we actually
Disturbing.
get
out of my head.
Before we get to the real what's up with you? I do want to go ahead and raise a glass
I can't.
to Tom Quiros Little, who we lost today. And you probably actually met him because he used to be the bartender at Fox and Hound back when that was there. So we're gonna also want to bring to attention that the drink that we're drinking is the Spirits of the Apocalypse, The Walking Dead Bourbon by Skybound. Interestingly enough, I get all the way to Charlotte this weekend, right? Because I'm going there for Heroes Convention. I go down there with a bottle. I had an entire bottle of liquor, and I was sharing it with everybody because no, ran out of liquor. So I told Billy, my basically my convention wife, and I guess I'm his convention wife. Like this is like he's called Gramps. Apparently, I'm called Grammy now. I don't
Nice.
like. No, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I'm gonna smack the shit out of you.
Come take care of Grammy.
Yeah, come take care of Grammy.
Like this.
Like this.
Grammy.
Put me in a chair. Because, anyways, but
Uncle Grammy.
But we finished the entire first bottle on Friday because I kept sharing it with everybody because that's what I do. Like, hey, you might not like me as a person, but you'll like me because I get you hammered, right? But then we actually stopped at the local liquor store in Charlotte, and they had Walking Dead bourbon. Now, the interesting thing about it is it actually is Skybound Presents. Okay. Skybound is the company that actually makes The Walking Dead. So they actually legitimately made this bottle of bourbon. This was the last bottle at the liquor store that we were at in Charlotte. And even the Walking Dead logo is like metallic and everything for it. So I was pretty impressed by it. Now I gave Tino some, and as you can see, he's Tino when it comes to liquor.
I don't like bourbon.
He doesn't like bourbon. Chris Barrett says Rob has a convention young boy. No, I need to have convention young boys. Like this is something that Chris Barrett. I'm going to tell you, this is something that people have told me about, and so. Do you mind if I go ahead and talk about my what's up with you first? Okay, because normally we go with Tino. It's gonna go a while.
I know. That's why
it's gonna
go. Folks. So here's the deal. Rob, because he was gone last week, didn't see a lot of the wrestling last week. So pretty much what this is going to be is we're going to talk about us. I'm going to let him take most of it. We're going to talk about the AEW Forbidden Door and probably Raw from last night, and then we'll call it a night. So, and I don't mind because he's got to be up early, and so do I.
Yeah, I gotta be at work by 9 a.m. But
I gotta be at 8.
Yeah, but you'll be off by 4.
Yeah, but then I get an hour.
You do this.
Well, I'll go to the gym.
You do this.
I'll go to the gym around 10. Then I'll finish work, and then I got a class. I got to do my Wednesday night.
Oh yeah, you got your Wednesday.
So I got a long day. That's why I'm trying to see if you want to go Thursday. Maybe we'll go Friday.
Oh, to the movie?
Yeah. Nicole still says that no means no. Stop it! I'm gonna tell her.
She's probably watching. She's probably the third person watching right now.
So Thursday, so maybe Friday.
So all right. So this past weekend, folks, Heroes Convention in Charlotte was awesome. It was the 40th anniversary of it. There was so many. I mean, probably the biggest artist alley area that I've ever seen.
It's just the one you said is like no celebrities, it's just artists. It's just the one you
just comics. So I mean, like the biggest names there were John Romita Jr. from Amazing Spider-Man, Walt Simonson, who created Beta Ray Bill, Louise Simonson, who actually worked as the writer of X Factor with Walt Simonson. Mark Bagley, who did Ultimate Spider-Man for almost 200 issues.
Okay.
So those are the biggest names that were at the show, right? So I'm gonna be real with everybody. The first 2 days, like Friday, everybody was looking at it as this is the perfect day to get your signature and everything from like these big names that are there. And I mean, there were a lot of big names there. Jonathan Hickman, the guy that wrote X-Men for the past 2 years, like Sanford Green, the guy that wrote or drew Bitterroot, that now is going to be a movie written and directed by Ryan Coogler. You know, so like all these big freaking names were at the show, and the first 2 days I'm sitting there going, maybe I'll walk around the show because like I'm not doing any business. And here's the thing about it. Normally, at a show like this, Saturday, the indie guy like me sits there and like cleans up, and we're like, yeah, right, because you know, like everybody's like, I'm tired of waiting in line for Walt Simonson to do whatever he's going to do or whatever. And he was doing sketches for the Hero Initiative, so you give like a $50 donation, he's giving you like a Manhunter sketch that was just freaking awesome. I interestingly enough, I didn't get to wait in line for a sketch from him, but knowing the Simonsons, because I met them a couple years ago at NC Comic Con, I sit there and I get ready to leave and go up the escalator, and Walt and Louise Simonson are standing right there, and I'm like, Walt, Weezy, it's so good to see you. And they're like, hey, how are you? We haven't seen you since. No, they didn't remember my name.
I was about to say, yeah.
But they were like, we haven't seen you since Raleigh. And I'm like, yeah, you know, like what are you guys planning on doing tonight? You know, but it was really cool to like have them sit there and have that moment where they're like sitting there going, we know you.
That's cool.
We don't know who you are,
we don't know your name,
but we know you. You know, like, so it was super cool. Some of the chat, just so that we know. Chris Barrett says you got to get Uncle Rob out for Christmas. Time for Uncle Rob's stuffed body in his seat for Thanksgiving. I don't know what that means. Yeah. Absolutely.
Your weekend at Bernie's that you plan on doing.
Absolutely. Yeah. Chris Barrett, for once, I agree with you. Michael Turner sits there and says, how was the con this weekend? I think I've been talking about it. Katie is in the audience. Katie, we miss you.
Katie, I'm going to get together this weekend, but Rob's pussing out. So
she says, does that mean Rob is a bottom? The answer is going to be no.
Katie.
That's not very appropriate.
Yes, I'm about to drink this now. No.
Cheer?
No, I don't want to cheers because you don't be in the bottom. Get the fuck away from me.
No, we're just going to cheers that I'm not a bottom. There you go.
Katie, what are you doing this weekend?
On top of that, we've got Chris Barrett saying Rob as a convention young boy. No, I just admitted I need one.
What proof is that?
Shit. It's 47%, so 94. Here we'll go ahead and show everybody once again the Walking Dead Spirits of the Apocalypse bourbon. Joe says, damn, you need to get some sleep in. Joe, I'm going to tell you right now, since Friday, I have had about a total of 6 hours of sleep. We're now Tuesday night, and somehow I haven't fallen asleep during any meetings or anything, which is pretty impressive. But it's gotten pretty difficult, and with what I talked about earlier, talking about Q and everything, like I let my boss know that I was in a bad spot today, but it really didn't affect my work because I was able to sit there and focus on that stuff to prevent myself from thinking about the other. Tino, I had a great weekend. I had the best Sunday in sales I have ever had at a convention.
Right. Did you make money though?
A couple bucks.
Yeah, because I know you break even
Well, so okay. It's a good question. Here's why.
because I know about that traveling after hotels, paying off my guys. I break even.
Yeah,
Gas.
so here's the real crazy part, and you're absolutely right, is that I got the hotel room in like March. It said $154 a night or whatever. So $308. We stayed at we stayed at the Westin. So we stayed at the Marriott.
Yeah.
Here's the Marriott. We stayed at the Marriott.
God,
You
bless
know,
America.
but
I stayed at Comfort Inn.
well, here's why. Because I could go upstairs and go to the art auction. I could go downstairs and drink with all the artists.
Okay.
And so I stayed in the same hotel as everything going on.
So that was what, Thursday to Sunday?
No. It was just Friday, Saturday night. We left Sunday morning.
That's $400 in hotels just alone.
On top of that, though, those motherfuckers.
Did you split it? Because did you and Billy stay in the same room?
Billy and I split it. Billy left Saturday night. He was like, "Hey, I gotta go get work done. Do you mind if I?"
Where's he live?
He lives in Garner.
Oh, okay.
So here's what pissed me off. He left all his shit. So I had to cart all his shit. So his shit is in my car right now.
I'll make him pay transportation.
Never gonna do that, because if I had the same type of thing happen, he would have done it for me. But oh my gosh! But I had to get one of the. I had to get one of the
hotel cart things.
No. I got my buddy Jeff, who, okay, we've talked about Kibby.
Yeah.
So you remember Kibby was
like
the 6'6" dude that passed away.
I saw your thing saying that he would have been proud the way they named the
They named them all the Kibby sidekicks this year, right?
So I did that.
Well, so interestingly enough, Jeff got his badge, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Jeff was one of Kibby's sidekicks. So he had the big bright orange shirt with the Kibby sidekick logo on it, but his badge said Kibby sidekick. And I said, hey, next year, because obviously they took this idea from me that I sat there and said we should call these Kibby something or others, right? I said, next year, how about we design the badge for the Kibby sidekick? Because Jeff actually put a sticker, because Jeff goes to every convention and has Kibby stickers now.
What's a Kibby sticker?
It's a sticker of Charles Kibby.
Like his face, like a picture?
Like one of the last known photos of him.
That's fucking awesome.
And we, I put them on my boxes. I hand them out to other people. We do all this stuff. So I said, you know what you should do? You should put the picture on your badge.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't know, man, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden Saturday he comes up and the picture's on his badge, right? But I'm like, but he did this one sticker that was a drawing he did of Kibby. And I said, how about you ask Carla, the head of the convention, to actually go ahead and do that as the Kibby sidekick badge next year.
Or even a profile.
Or you do a new one. Like draw something that's Kibby and make that your specific badge, because that's
awesome.
That would be awesome,
But you want one too, then? That's what you're saying, because it's your idea.
So I will say this.
You want props. That's what you're saying.
I'm a little upset that they called them Kibby sidekicks without ever saying based on the idea of me.
Why?
I'm a little upset because I was in, so there was a group started specifically right after Kibby passed. And the group said, how do we recognize him? And the first thing I said was, we should do an award for the best, the best volunteer in the show.
The Kibby Award, I remember that.
And we have the Kibby Award in Fayetteville. Well, without ever giving any type of propping or anything else, Heroes Con said we're going to start calling all of our volunteers the Kibby sidekicks. Here's the thing. The fact that Kibby's being rewarded for all the hard work that he ever did and looking down on us and seeing that he is getting credit for everything he did is enough.
Right.
It would have been a little bit nice to have been noticed for being the person to say that we should do that.
Well, Kimmy knows she said it, so what is, you know what I'm saying?
And I agree.
Kimmy knows. That's the only important thing.
And that's why when I see the shirt, well, I actually wanted one of the shirts.
Well, I see it should give you a shirt. I agree with it. It should give you something.
You know, and there were only enough shirts for the amount of volunteers or
But you
whatever.
were a volunteer.
I wasn't, but I still came up with the idea.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
So I would have
So
loved.
They might not have thought about it. Why didn't you say anything to your, what's her name?
Well, because Carla's so good at what she does setting up the convention, that maybe the reason why I got the spot that I did and everything was because I was one of Kibby's friends. I
Yeah, so don't be a bitch.
see what I mean?
Don't be a bitch.
See what I mean?
She's looking out for you.
So you're right there with me. on
Because
that.
didn't you say you were by the concession stands and we know everybody's gonna go fucking eat?
Oh, I did. Oh, you finished your drink.
Yeah, I'm not doing it anymore.
All right, I got to diet. I got to diet.
Is
Coke.
Katie still on?
Is Katie still in the audience?
Did she answer my question?
I don't know if she answered your question or not. All I know is it said is Rob is a bottom, and that was like 15 minutes ago.
Oh, damn.
And the answer is no. Rob is not a bottom. But Tino, I've talked enough.
How much? I said it really. I'm used to you taking over. It's okay. Well, we know that Nicole's still out of town, so I just pretty
So I
much
should talk more?
I've pretty much just been chilling. We were gonna go see, because you haven't seen Maverick. I've seen it. We were gonna go. Was it Wednesday? No, Thursday. We were gonna go, and you had to get up early, so we postponed that. So I chilled home. What did I do Friday? I think I just sat at home Friday because I had to get up and teach my class Saturday. But when I got done with my class, my buddy who I play with in Hickory, I reached out to him like, I'm like, I was like, well, maybe I could pick up a gig. If I had to pick up a gig, I was coming to Charlotte. I was going to surprise you. So I called. I'm like, well,
So he didn't surprise me.
I'm like,
guys.
where you playing tonight? And he was playing at the bar we normally play at. I'm like,
Can I show up?
he was like solo. I'm like, solo? He goes, yeah. I'm like, mind if I show up? I got shit to do. He goes, hell yeah.
Should have recorded it.
He's like, hell yeah, come the fuck. So I ended up getting the show, getting a little bit of money, and having been able to hang out. Played the show, came back Sunday. Pretty much just chill around the house all day. Then I had to go did my youth with my kids, my youth group with my kids, and then got home. We watched the pay-per-view, and I thought you were awake, right? And so when something happened, I was like, wow. And then like 2 hours later, like an hour and a half, I'm like, what I missed? I'm like, bitch.
Well, hold on. So all right. We're going to talk about this as we talk, because I'm going to have you pull up the actual card, and I'll tell you where I fell asleep every time.
Okay.
Because I didn't sleep all weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
And knowing that I was diagnosed with severe sleep apnea on Thursday, all the stuff I flat out told you, because Tino messages me, folks, and he goes, hey, are we getting the New Japan?
Oh, did you get the money?
Yes. He goes, are we getting the pay-per-view? And I already told everybody that Tino and I have figured out a way to watch every pay-per-view together.
If I had got out a little bit earlier, I was going to come here. By the time I would have got here, it'd have been 9 o'clock. And then you said you just got home.
Had it been Saturday and both of us were off Sunday, I totally would have expected you here. But the fact that it was a Sunday pay-per-view, because like Money in the Bank this week is Saturday.
I'm playing Saturday night. I'm so fucking pissed off. I get done at
It's all right. It's
None.
Matt,
But I've been watching
Matt
on
Riddle's
defense.
gonna win. It's all right.
Mhm.
We'll talk about that later. But a little bit, I hope.
Yeah, we'll do predictions. Yes.
Oh, yeah, we should. Yeah, you want to start pulling that up on your phone?
Yeah.
So what were we saying?
The pay per view. I was saying that we.
Well,
figured out
before
how-
that, because we're still on the what's up with you.
Oh, I was saying that
Oh, that you were gonna come
Yeah.
out to Charlotte.
Yeah.
You didn't. It's okay. I gotta tell you, man, so at these types of shows, you end up developing like con relationships with everybody, right?
right.
So I got a funny story. So my buddy TM Showers, I did a live stream on his Instagram one time,
Mhm.
and we drew for 6 hours.
Oh shit.
We actually broke the Instagram app because it actually like shut down after like 5 hours, and we had to go back on and do it again, right? To do the next hour. He was like, hey man, I have this dirty book I want you to draw in. And I'm like,
sound good.
and I'm like, well, I don't do dirty drawings. And he's like, oh, come on, it'd be fun, whatever, you know. And he gives me this book, and it says Star Wars, and it's like doodles, right? So I open the book up, and it's like a coloring book of Star Wars shit. But
I'm listening. I'm trying to pull.
they've been handing it off to people to sit there and draw like dirty, nasty shit in it. So like there's this 2-page spread of all these Ewoks. And the Ewoks,
I don't want
somebody went through and they drew vaginas on each one of the so they're all female Ewoks, right? Come on, dude, it's funny as shit.
Okay.
So I sat there and I was like, Tim, I really don't want to draw in this book. He's like, oh, come on, man. Everybody draws in the book. I was like, fine, I will draw in the book.
You drew Ewok vagina?
Hold on, no. All the Ewoks already had vaginas.
You drew Ewok penises.
So I used a white paint pen to cover up the Ewok vagina and draw a giant Ewok cock on it, right? Now I told Tim I will not sign this book. So nobody will know it was mine, right? But then I open to the next page. There's a picture of Boba Fett falling into the Sarlacc pit.
Okay.
But there's no drawing underneath it.
So he's just falling in midair.
He's literally just falling right there, right? So I was like,
into an Ewok vagina.
Not an Ewok vagina.
Oh God.
But just a giant Sarlacc vagina.
I'm done with you, sir. Show's over.
And I even said, hey, if you can, go ahead and send me a picture of it because it's too funny. But I will not sign that because I'm not going to say that I had anything to do with this, except for our weekly YouTube show.
No. No.
No, I just said it. I just said it. Like now everybody knows that on our weekly YouTube show, I actually did say it. Wow, God, I'm sorry, everybody. I keep having moments where I think about Q and
You think of him falling in a giant Ewok vagina?
no, I do not think it. No,
I'm trying to make you laugh. I'm trying to make you laugh.
I know, but no, I keep thinking about Q and just like last year when I talked about Justin or I talked about Chris, the same thing. Like it's a person that actually affects me, you know, like I'm normally the type of person that does not get affected by anything.
You better call a bitch if I pass.
Well, I'm going to tell you, over the past like 2 or 3 years, everything that really like means something to
Yeah,
me.
you are been emotional.
I am
Are you in the menopause?
I'm going through menopause hard, bruh. Like menopause is like
See, and then shit like this happens. Okay, so these past couple of years, you keep having people, your friends pass. I haven't had anybody think, knock on wood, but I'll be 49 in 2 weeks, dude. So now I'm like, that's why I was asking, how old was he? Because, dude, I'm getting older. I'm like, my mortality's starting to kick in, dude. You know what I mean? I'm
dude,
like,
let me put it this
I'll be
way.
49.
Let me put it this way. My friend Brianna, who I met at the Fox and Hound and probably through Q, was the one that actually explained to me how he passed, and I won't talk about it here. I kind of already did, but she sat there and she was like, I've lost so many people over the past 2 years. It's not even funny. And I was like, yeah, I know. I've lost four that are super important to my life, right? And she goes, I lost this person, and before I know it, there was like 12 people that, and I was like, oh, okay, you win.
And it's true. The older you get, the people start popping up.
I want to make sure that I say that when I said you win,
Yeah.
that she knew that it wasn't like
Competition.
it wasn't a competition, but it wasn't a, oh, you want me to just sit here and none of that.
Yeah.
Like, it's just at some point in your life, people start going away, and god damn it, dude.
Yeah.
I
Sucks.
it sucks, but it sucks because like the most important part of it is that you can't just sit there and go, you meant something to me.
That's why they say you're supposed to give people flowers while they're here. That's why you drunk ass activates when you get drunk. You get hungry all the time. But it's funny.
Right.
'Cause but in all seriousness, folks, every time I leave here, or every time asshole and I get off the phone, we always say, I love you, because you don't know when that's yeah, you're an asshole. We already established this. But we say I love you because you don't know when that's gonna be the last time. This dude means more to me. Like, he's one of my closest friends. And I think we've talked about this. I don't say I trust people, but I don't let a lot of people in. I probably have people that I say, okay, if I call at 4:30 in the morning and I'm about to whoop some ass or I'm going to jail,
I'll be there.
Right. And I don't have I'll let a handful of people who I know, if I pick up the phone and be like, look, this is about to go down, it's my ride or die, and this is he's one of them. So
I hope I'm the first one.
well, you're one of the first guys.
Oh, one of the.
What?
Listen to this guy. He's got other
check
riders.
it out. Would you call me or would you call Shane first? It's one of those things. The only one before you would be my best friend Paul, who I've known since I was 14. You two would be my top two.
Actually, my mom normally gets called first.
Yeah, my mom does too. Dude, my mom's 70 and a preacher. She would be in the car right now.
My mom's 73 and she gets the call first. I mean, like, that's...
My mom would be in the car like, made me forget I'm a preacher. And she would have to whoop some ass.
I just truly want to say that we haven't even gone into anything else, and we're at the point now where like people aren't even like responding to us. Do you and Rob hug? I'm a hugger.
Who was that?
Wait, Chris Barrett, come on. We can hug.
I fucking hate you, Chris.
We can
Barrett.
hug.
Damn it, Chris Barrett.
We can hug. We hug. But we still slap each other because we gotta say, hey, I'm a man. You
Katie
know?
says she tried to say hi, but she was ignored. We didn't ignore
Tell
you.
her to get back in there. Tell her we'll let her in. Tell her I'll invite her. Because we haven't even started talking about the other stuff yet. But oh shit.
You know she's not gonna come on. We had to pull teeth to get her to come on last time.
She might.
Where'd everybody go? What'd you do?
Hold on. No, that's not the right thing.
What the hell is that?
Facebook. There we go. It's probably gonna tell me that I gotta put it in like an extra. Yeah. See. Fuck.
Well, don't worry about it.
Telling me I gotta put in another. Hold on. Authentication code. Fuck, man. Really?
I think Chris Barrett said he had a wrestling match. He was defending some title, and that was like weeks ago. I forgot to ask him. Did he win? Is he still the champion? Does he still have his belt?
I don't know.
Well, he can still hear us.
He can because even though we're on our Facebook page.
So Chris Barrett answered it. I'm curious, and I'm curious what title do you have, and what I guess indie wrestling group do you wrestle for? You're gonna do all this, and she's not gonna come on.
Well, we're gonna hope she does.
Gotta send him to Barrett. That's for shits and giggles.
You know what? I'll give Barrett the code too.
That oh, I haven't met Barrett. I only seen him on here. I remember.
Might as well give Barrett the code.
All right, Barrett, we're gonna give you access.
Hold on. Here we go.
There
we go. Hold on.
This is gonna be interesting.
I gotta get to it.
This is gonna be interesting. You guys are gonna finally get like me meet Barrett for the first time.
Where is he? I don't know.
He accepts.
Do you see him on here?
Dude, I can't see that far. My eyes are tired.
There he is.
All right, Barrett, accept it so we can get you in here. All right, now go back where I can see people.
Here we go to StreamYard. No, what did I just do? There we go. Okay, I got it back.
All right,
I got it back.
See what did Chris Barrett say?
Chris Barrett says, I haven't held a belt in a while. I work for this promotion on YouTube called The Hunt.
The Hunt?
I don't know.
Well, we just sent you.
I don't know.
We just sent you the invite, Barrett. So why don't you come on? We can talk to you. You can talk with us about wrestling. How do we know when
It'll show a picture.
Oh, okay. So come on, Barrett. He would have sent it through your Facebook Messenger.
Yes, through Facebook Messenger.
Who's that?
Oh, it's Chris Barrett. Here he goes.
Chris Barrett.
What is up, Chris Barrett? Now you can't see me. Hold on.
Hey, Mole.
It's finally nice to. Oh yeah. It's nice to actually put a face with the name.
You too, Tino.
What's going on? I can't hear Barrett.
Well, hold on.
Is the volume down? There we go.
There we go.
All right. You good? So,
yeah.
What were we talking about?
Well, we're still up with what's up with you. We haven't even talked about wrestling this week.
Yeah,
so
I'm pretty much done with what's up with me. I ended with the pay-per-view. I came home and we watched the pay-per-view.
We did.
That's about it.
Well, what's up with Chris Barrett?
All right, yeah, we'll let Barrett go. What's up with you, Chris Barrett?
Same shit that's been up for a while.
Come on, you gotta make it like worthwhile for people to want to like listen to you talk. Like, come on.
Well, we had the quarterly meeting at work today, and what we found out was that nothing is changing basically. So we wasted about an hour for that.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else?
I thought this
Yeah.
would be.
Well, this was
It's the
your
right
idea.
idea.
So
Don't make me regret this.
go
Come
ahead
on,
and
Bear.
talk to him. Talk to him.
So, Bear, did you watch any of the wrestling last week? Any of the shows?
I did one of those watch alongs for the pay-per-view, and that's about it.
So you didn't watch any of
But
the.
I did watch Rampage.
You watched Rampage. Did you watch NXT or Dynamite?
No.
All right.
I might have. I don't remember.
So what are we going to start with? Since you watched the pay per view, you said.
I did watch one of those watch alongs, but
Cool. So that's what we're doing. We'll do the pay per view. We'll talk about Raw last night, and then we'll make our Money in the Bank predictions.
All right. So when I put this up for AEW Dynamite, we're gonna go ahead and talk about the pay-per-view and everything else. Tino, go ahead and
hit the card. All right.
Talk to Barrett about the card.
What do you mean talk Tino? Talk to me. This is the Potsy and Tino.
No. I talk all the time. I don't have a voice because of the.
Don't be an asshole.
I don't have a voice because
you watched the paper. You watched the pay-per-view too.
I fell asleep during it, and we're gonna talk about
No,
that. We're gonna talk about every time I fell asleep. Chris Barrett.
I lost it.
Did you enjoy the pay-per-view?
for the most part,
So what were your favorite moments?
I'd say the highlight of the whole night was the FTR tag match. I don't know I can't remember the Gunky whatever they are, and
Roppongi Vice and
Okan and
United Empire or something like that.
yeah, and United Empire, absolutely.
So who did you think was going to win that match?
I thought FTR was going over.
And here's the question. I did too. So are we going to have where FTR is now ROH champions, so the New Japan champions? Are we going to see them going against the Young Bucks for the championship, and they're going to hold all three at the same time?
There's a very good possibility at what's the big September pay-per-view?
Is that all
out?
All out.
All out. I would think that at All Out you will see the Young Bucks versus FTR. Yeah.
All right. We'll start the first match of the night. Was the JSS. So it was Jericho, Guevara, and Suki versus Kingston, Yuta, and Umino. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. So what do you think of that match?
I thought for what it was a good opening match, but it was basically a throwaway match.
So do you think the right team went over?
Well, I feel like Jericho keeping the heat on Kingston after Rampage helps progress the storyline.
Yes, I agree. Because I think that because of that match, I think that and what happened at the end of Forbidden Door, which we'll get to too, I think that the Jericho JSS going over probably is a good indication and signal that Kingston and his group's going to go over on Blood and Guts.
I think more than anything else, though, putting the Jericho match first during this big time New Japan pay-per-view was I dropped that, sorry. Was one of those things to really, thank you, sir. One of those things that was really meant to make for a very good start, and I think it did that. I think it like led to
the brawl at the end too.
Yeah.
So that was yeah.
So continue.
I don't know what to think of Sammy Guevara right now. So Guevara went from the what was his original group Jericho had?
Pinnacle?
No, that was
Inner Circle.
So he went from Inner Circle, then they separated because he got mad and fucking quit. And then he got the TNT title, played hot potato with that, lost the TNT title, didn't know what else to do with him, so they put him back in the JSS with Jericho again. So are they demoting him?
No,
you know what I mean?
I don't think
they're not gonna push him anymore.
I don't think it's a demotion. I think that it's a natural selection moment where Jericho decided he was going heel again, and it looked like Sammy was also heel.
So I think he was face and people started booing him, and that's why they made him heel.
Well,
I don't think he ever turned heel. The fans turned him heel.
I agree, and you're absolutely right. But Jericho, being smart enough, sat there and said, "Hey, Sammy, these marks are choosing the other direction when it comes to you, specifically because of your girlfriend. Like, let's be real. Sammy doing what he was doing."
How can Ty Conti turn anybody heel?
Well, because all she knows how to say is ba 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 ba, bitch.
I was waiting for that.
I mean, I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong.
It's almost like Miz and Maurice.
Yeah, Miz and Maurice. Except if Maurice were to get beaten down by Bobby Lashley, let's say Bobby Lashley goes heel and beats down Maurice, you wouldn't suddenly sit there and still go, you know what? Maurice is a heel. No, you would actually go, hey, the Miz finally is a babyface.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's sympathy.
As sympathy, absolutely. Whereas with Tay Conti, like, I love Tay Conti. You remember this. My birthday, I'm sitting there, Tay Conti, Tay Conti. Like, I am going nuts for her. And now I'm suddenly like, okay. Sammy Guevara left his fiance for this even hotter girl. And now all they do is make out.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that really makes me want...
Like Jamie Noble and Lydia.
It really makes me want Sammy Guevara's ex-girlfriend to become the best female wrestler in AEW. It really does. I want her to sit there and grab Tay Conti, roll her up for a pin, 1, 2, 3, and win a championship. I can't help myself by thinking that, because they have done everything they can to say,
you know,
we're better than you, and you know it.
You know what they need to do?
What?
I wouldn't be mad. Turn Britt and Adam face.
To go against them?
Yes.
And it may happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because after Sunday night, with Adam Cole being hurt, it's very possible
that it comes back a face.
Dude, what happens every time a guy's been away for a long time, and then all of a sudden his music hits?
Is he legit hurt though?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right. We talked about it.
We talked. Okay. We'll talk about it in a minute. Talk about it. Mm. But you know what I mean? Like what happens when that moment?
You get that pop. Even like with Triple H both times. Even John Cena when he came back. Yeah.
Edge.
Oh my God.
You know, like they get that on this day.
So what when Jeff Hardy returns? No. Okay.
Anyways.
So the next match was the tag match, which we've already talked about, which I don't even know why this is one of those matches. And we've talked about this.
What are we talking about?
The tag match.
Go ahead and say who's in it.
FTR, Jeff Cobb, and that guy.
Roppongi Vice.
Roppongi Vice.
This is one of those matches that you knew who was going to win. So why have this match? You knew FTR was going to win. Don't tell me you didn't know. What they should have done is let Roppongi Vice swerve everybody, because we're talking about another match where we thought somebody was going to win and didn't. We'll talk about that in a minute. Let Roppongi Vice just throw everybody off, because you got the smart marks and the internet trolls. Oh, FTR's going to win. If they'd have pulled bait and switch like that, and then maybe at the next the big pay-per-view, like you said, have them face the Young Bucks, Roppongi Vice, and FTR, and have a unification or whatever. Then
This is one of those moments where I think that with the pay-per-view, the reason why you don't have like Roppongi Vice walk out with the IWGP tag team titles is because you know they're not the best tag team in the world, right? When you let FTR walk out with those tag team titles, they know, and the entire world knows that they are the best tag team in the world. And based on their Twitter following, based on what they've done in the ring, based on everything else. Like today, I don't know if you noticed, they sat there and they posted where they're holding all their tag team titles, and it says, "Maybe we the ones, Oos."
I've been
please
now
don't.
that's a match that I would want to see somehow, some way, is if they could get FTR and the Usos to have a match.
And you know as well as we do, Chris Barrett, there's no way in and of itself that will ever happen unless they're all under the same banner,
I would
and
imagine that I would
and they
imagine
won't be.
if they if Warner stop being get their heads out their asses and let them boys come.
I think the fact that Tony Khan's able to get them for the Ring of Honor pay-per-views
Yeah,
is enough, because honestly, based on everything they said and everything, they don't deserve to be on regular television.
did FTR ever fight the Good Brothers?
Mm-hmm.
Trying to remember other good tactics. And fuck, Jeff Hardy messed it up for everybody because I'd have been.
Jeff Hardy fucked it up for everybody.
Yeah. All right.
I mean,
Huh?
at this point, the Briscoes are they're one of those tag teams that they don't need to be on television every week for people to know how good they are. It's like the Hardys. When Jeff is walking the line straight and narrow, him and Matt are one of the best tag teams there are.
Fucking Devon went now. I'd like to see the fucking Dudleys coming.
Devin has a bad neck.
Interestingly enough, Bully Ray has actually been working with the NWA recently.
Yeah.
Now, at the same time, to your statement of you'd like to see the Dudleys, unfortunately, Devon has been under the weather.
Whoa. There is another Dudley brother.
Well, Spike. When you think of Dudley Boys, you think of Devon and Buffalo.
Let's be real. When you think of the Dudleys, there was Big Dick, there was the
Sign Guy,
there was all these different
Dances.
The fact is that the Dudley Boys were Bully Ray or Bubba Ray and Devon. And unfortunately, Devon's health has not allowed him to be more than what he has at WWE, which is a producer behind the scenes at this point.
Bring back 3 count.
Shut the fuck
Or
up.
3 and B.
You're getting ready to get me to sit there and just turn Chris Barrett here off because him and you are like the sign guy Dudley and all that shit. Like,
but doesn't Devon's son wrestle?
What's that?
His son, Devon's son.
So Devon's son does wrestle. The thing is that based on statements from Bully Ray has said that the Dudley boy and Devon has twin sons that actually wrestle. That they haven't progressed to the level that would allow Bully Ray or Devon to want to sit there and give them the rub
Yeah.
that second generation or third generation wrestlers
I
deserve.
wish fucking Brian Breaker had a fucking brother. Or even if Scott had a son, they could.
Oh my god. Dude, interestingly enough, okay, so I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna take this away, and I'm just gonna say that we're talking about Potsy and Tino and Barrett here. There was a picture posted on the internet this week of twins. So a brother and a brother, and a wife and a wife that were both twins.
Right.
And then they both had a kid. And because they were both biologically like
Identical.
genetically like perfect twins, the kids were
Look alike.
technically
Twin cousins.
Brother and like the
twins because of everything. How insane is that shit?
me as like a science nerd in that sense. It's not really.
Yeah, exactly. I just
That's like some Alabama backwoods kind of.
See.
my head's fucking blown by it. You ready to talk about some wrestling?
Yeah, let's get back to this one because this is that match. Go back to AEW.
All right.
So the next one is for the All Atlantic Championship match. Malachi Black, Pac, Miro, and then Clark Connors. There was supposed to be another person in there from New Japan. I guess he got hurt. So at the last minute, this Clark Connors was the replacement.
And Miro won this, right?
Who did you say was going to win?
Mm,
Miro won this,
We
right?
both on this podcast.
you
We
should
said,
have.
and you said that this
Was
title,
specifically built for Miro.
and I agreed. I thought Miro was going to go through, and then what the fuck happened?
You know, I have a
don't
feeling
know
what's
what
gonna happen.
Pac,
I fell asleep.
Pac came out of nowhere.
Telling you, I fell asleep. I fall asleep during all these matches.
We think Chris Berman throw it to you.
I have a feeling that come the next pay-per-view, Miro's winning that title.
So you don't think Pac's going to hold it for a while?
No.
I'm wondering if they're going to push Pac for a bit in his in their feud that they've got going with the House of Black. Because what I would love to see is Pac and Buddy. That'd be a hell of a match. What do you think? Buddy Murphy and Pac.
Buddy Murphy's hurt right now.
Well, eventually he'll be back.
Still think Miro ends up with this title.
So why not let him win it off rip?
Because it was the obvious choice.
Same thing with fucking FTR. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, but if you do obvious, everybody gets mad. Am I right, Chris Barrett?
You're all right.
He says I'm right.
You gotta throw off those thought marks somehow.
Next, we have the Bullet Club against the Dudes with Attitudes. Darby Allin and Sting and their two guys. What I want to say about this match, and we've talked about this over and over. So the Dudes with Attitudes team comes out. They play Sting's music. He doesn't come out. The Young Bucks and their team comes out. The lights go dark. You're like, okay, Sting's going to come out the tunnel. No, the lights come back on, and his geriatric ass is on the tunnel and jumps off. Why is he hell-bent and determined to break a hip or kill himself?
Same reason that Ric Flair in like 2008 sat there and when Edge won the Money in the Bank, he said, I'm going to be in a ladder match against Ric Flair. And Ric Flair wrestled a ladder match against Edge. And we both sat there and said, that son of a bitch is trying to kill himself. Like
He's gonna die in the ring.
I don't even know at this point, brother. I seriously, I'm telling you, like the fact that Ric Flair is ready to kill himself now, and Mike Chioda had just got signed to be the referee for the last Ric Flair match ever.
Is it Ricky the Dragon?
I thought it was Ricky the Dragon.
Do you know, Barrett?
I do not.
I thought it was Ricky the Dragon based on everything that they said.
But then Ricky said he's not doing it.
I'll tell you who should do it. It should be fucking. We've already said it. We've already said it.
Totally.
No. It should be. It should be
Jay
Jay
Lethal.
Lethal.
Yeah.
It should be Jay Lethal because Jay Lethal will be able to carry him through a fucking 30-minute match because you know Ric Flair is gonna be like, we're gonna go to a Broadway, brother. That's the way we're gonna do it, brother. That's the way, brother. That's the way we're gonna do it. Woo, brother. That's the way.
You know who I think would be a good opponent for Flair? Now hear me out on this. Dory Funk Jr.
Oh damn. Yeah, they're both going down the ring too. I'm gonna tell you one part of this AEW match with Sting. So Sting went through a whole thing of no selling. He got the super kick party. Those young bucks kicked him hard in the face. He stood there and looked at them, did the whole Stinger thing, double clothesline, turn, and then did the Ric Flair face drop. Do you think that hurt the super kick party by Sting no selling?
Me or Chris Bear?
Either one of you.
Chris Bear, go ahead.
I think it gives it no, because at this point you have so many super kicks in just not even in a week. In just one AEW show, you have 45 super kicks. So someone like Sting, who took one from Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania, no selling a lesser super kick.
But there was two of them instead of one.
But
you got kicked at the same time.
It's the same thing. It's a delayed sell. He sold it the same way Flair would have.
And here's another thing that dawned on me, and I hadn't even thought about it till Darby Allin did it in this match. How many times has that BTE trigger where the Young Bucks hit you and they both hit you at the same time with the knee? How many times that ended a match? Why is it that Darby Allin is the only one smart enough to duck and they hit knees? How come nobody has done this before? Why has nobody done this before?
So
he looked genius in that moment.
Politics, that's why.
Right now, I hate most of the finishers of AEW wrestlers.
Here we go. Why?
Because they don't finish the match.
No, the BTE trigger usually fucks people up.
The problem is that by then the Young Bucks have already taken 6 finishers from the other team.
I don't think they've taken any coffin drops yet.
Why would the Bucks take a coffin drop? Both Bucks. Why would they take a coffin?
Well, okay, neither one of them took a coffin drop.
Right. So my point is that when you're talking about a match for the championship, there should be a reason why somebody takes a coffin drop, right?
Oh.
If there is a coffin drop.
There's no reason. He just
Normally, there isn't even a spot where Darby Allin deserves a coffin drop because they already know he's not going to win the tag team championships. He's just not. And that's the point. Is that like, and seriously, man, like all of these people going, hey, can I be a champion here? Darby and Sting for the World Tag Team Championship. Give me a fucking break.
They don't need it though. We talked about people who don't need a belt.
Well, Darby needs a belt.
He's got Sting.
You're right.
He's got Sting.
Because he's got Sting.
He
doesn't need a belt.
Sting is his belt.
Sting is his belt.
Yep.
It's terrible. It's horrible.
Tony Storm and Thunder Rosa.
The right person went over.
It was a good match.
It was okay. There were some issues where, like, I thought to myself, like, why isn't this match getting the time that it got?
They've been disrespecting Thunder Rosa a lot though, because she's not on TV a lot, and when she
that's what I'm saying.
She gets jumped. Her segments always get cut down.
Like she definitely deserves to be the AEW Women's World Champion.
Well, fucking what's her name gets more airtime.
But what I'm saying is,
TNA, whatever.
Jade. But what I mean is that while she deserves what she gets for being the world champion, she deserves more. And I wonder if it's because she's not signed to an exclusive contract.
Are any of them?
Huh?
Are any of them?
Yeah.
Because they're going to go back and forth like New Japan.
Yeah. Why do you think MJF's not allowed to show up anywhere else? He's under an exclusive.
Well, where the fuck's he been?
Well, he's under an exclusive title or whatever
Contract.
So, all right, next.
Orange Cassidy and Will Ospreay. This
Good.
This was a good match. I thoroughly enjoyed this match. A lot of times, huh?
I did not.
You didn't?
You got this sloth style.
You know why I didn't like it?
Of Cassidy, but he fucking showcased that he can fucking go.
Yeah.
It wasn't the fact that I liked the match.
Huh?
I liked the match. What ruined it for me was the fact that it was up until then they didn't have Jim Ross on commentary.
Oh, I don't care about who's on commentary, Chris Barrett. Jim Ross is known to fuck up commentary more often than almost everybody else. And yes, and I love Jim Ross. Don't get me wrong. Like, I would rather have him on than anybody else. But if that's your reason for being upset, I'm going to say that this was the match of the night. This was the match of the night.
How many times did you think,
dude, there was like 9
he was going to take it?
There was like 19 false finishes. And
Cassidy could have won that match.
And let's just put it this way. Yeah, absolutely. Orange Cassidy, who should have had no chance in hell, should have had no chance of winning that match. Had a chance.
Yes.
And the best part was when Will Ospreay put his hand into Orange Cassidy's pants and pulled it out and gave the middle finger. Like, that really showed that Orange Cassidy's sloth style wrestling.
I'll take the bet.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Orange Cassidy's sloth style wrestling actually earned a place in wrestling history as this is what we do now.
When Ospreay was down on his knees, and he was down on his knees, and Cassidy was over just kicking him, to see, and that's not only the psychology of this match was off the chain, because you could see Ospreay seething, because Cassidy's just like kick, and he goes back to whoa, and then he just kicked the shit out of him. So I enjoyed this match. You're right. I think that would have been match of the night.
I thought it was match of the night. What were the other matches?
Oh, here we go.
Yep.
Zack Sabre Jr. against a mystery.
Claudio Castagnoli.
So you remember a couple of weeks ago when they were saying a cameraman was Cesaro? I like
Claudio Castagnoli.
before he got in the ring, he kind of stood next to the camera and went, did you guess that?
Well, didn't he like take the camera? No, that was John Cena.
Yeah.
John Cena actually took the camera and actually pointed at the
No,
camera.
it was funny because he did. He leaned against the wall with the guy with the cameraman with the face mask and kind of went as a callback to that. I thought that was cool. What did you think of this match?
Chris Barrett.
I mean, it goes back to the old wrestling mentality of anytime that there's a replacement, the replacement's going over, which happened with Claudio Cannoli.
Just say Cesaro.
Yeah, just say Cesaro.
Well, you don't like Claudio Cannoli?
I can't pronounce his last name. I'm just going to call him Cesaro.
Castagnoli.
Okay.
So
it's Cannoli.
here's the thing. Dude looked like $1 million. Showed up, had his moment, showed out, looked like $1 million. Deserved everything they gave him.
But now here's the real question about it. How do you see him fitting in with all that he has with Kingston?
Well,
So I love the fact that he fits into the Blackpool Combat Club perfectly. When he fits in with Kingston, Kingston hates Bryan Danielson.
And he hates Claudio.
So for whatever reason, he hates Claudio. And they kept trying to talk about how they don't get along. So this means Blood and Guts is going to be something where, unfortunately, the Jericho team is going to win. No. They're going to win because Claudio Castagnoli and Eddie Kingston are going to come to blows.
I think they might come a little after the match.
No, sir. No, sir. And it doesn't matter if the Blackpool Combat Club loses.
That's true.
Because the Jericho Appreciation Society needs the win more.
Well, no, but Eddie needs his revenge.
He'll get it, but he'll get it in a singles match.
Well, if you actually look at from Rampage to now, so Friday to today, if you actually look at what Eddie has done, he's the heel now, going after Jericho with the pen, stabbing him.
He is showing heel tendencies, but I don't know that the crowd is going to boo him.
Yeah, the crowd's not going to boo him.
The crowd won't, but it's one
of
the...
Not even right now. Not until he sits there and actually starts trying to, like, pound on the champion. And it's because, more than anything else, AEW doesn't know how to sit there and really draw more attention to the positivity of what's going on in certain situations. So Eddie Kingston looks like a heel in the moment.
Yeah. We got Jay White, Adam Cole, Adam Page, and Okada for the IWG World title.
Jeez.
What?
I'm just saying. Here we go. I actually did have Forbidden Door up here.
Nice.
So I'm going to tell you, I still don't know what's up with Adam Cole.
Well, let's talk about the match. So what do you think of the match before we get to that?
Match was wonderful.
So at the end of the match,
yeah.
And I told you, and I don't think you didn't. I realized
I might have been asleep.
You were asleep.
This is one of those moments.
What had happened at the end of the match? Adam fell. Jay White. It was awkward. Jay White covered Adam, and it's almost like that wasn't where the match was supposed to end. And then when he covered him, he laid on him a couple more seconds. You could tell they were talking. When the ref was raising Jay White's hand, you could see him leaning in and talking to the ref. That's when the ref gave the sign and they went over to Adam.
So there was an obvious moment where they knew that Adam Cole.
I don't know what happened, how he got hurt, what hurt.
I don't know what got hurt or what it was, but he looked like he collapsed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when that match went to the immediate ending.
And
right?
I think Jay White saw it, and that's why he covered, because he didn't want anybody else.
So I think that overall, Jay White was supposed to win.
Yes. But I think he called an audible.
In that, he called the audible because it looked like it was supposed to be Adam Cole taking a second Rainmaker from Okada. But for whatever reason, Adam Cole collapsed. And because of that, when Jay White was in the corner talking to Adam Cole before the move, he then sat there, dropped Okada, knocked him out of the ring, came back 1, 2, 3.
And you tell even that pin looked. And I even told you it reminded me of the Owen Hart Stone Cold. It looked awkward.
Because Adam Cole said, "I'll eat the pin." And Adam Cole, from everything that it sounded like, was gonna eat the pin anyway.
But you see when he did the even that kick out he tried to do was kind of like, you know what I mean?
I mean, he looked like he didn't have a lot left.
Yeah,
you're absolutely right. But at the end of a match, when you've been getting your ass beat, you shouldn't look like that you have a lot left, right?
Yeah.
So
we hope. I hope it's nothing serious. Have you
So
heard?
it's believed that he has a
to
concussion.
this day,
What'd you say, Chris?
It's believed that he has a concussion.
Concussion.
So it's probably dropped on
believe
his
that he has a concussion, but I mean, at this point, nothing has been shared.
Because they still hadn't said why Danielson's still out.
Well, with Danielson, I've already said it.
You think it's concussion? But
You
his speech on
can't-
Wednesday, he even said, "I'm in my right mind." So I think he was kind of saying, without saying it, it's not a concussion.
Yeah. The thing with Danielson is that you can't ever say that it's not a concussion. Dude does diving headbutts. Dude does weird moves that require you to use your head. You can't tell me that when you're not allowed to wrestle, that it isn't because you didn't dive with your head. I'm sorry. You're probably concussed at this point. Like, it is what it is. And the thing that they need to worry about as a company is that Bryan Danielson getting the okay to wrestle with them. They now need to make sure that it's because he actually did put all the things into place to check for that, rather than just go, "Hey, I'm going to start doing diving headbutts again." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
let's roll with this last match: Moxley and Tanahashi. I think I might have fallen asleep or wasn't paying attention. When did he get busted? All of a sudden, I looked up and he was like, had the crimson mask. I'm like, what the fuck happened to Mox?
So Tanahashi kicked him in the head like 12 times.
Okay.
He rolled out of the ring. His head went under the ring ropes.
He bladed.
And then he came out and he was like bleeding everywhere.
Okay. Because like I said, I looked down, I looked up, I'm like, what the hell?
No, seriously, like when you think about like how he, like, it was like, I'll put it this way: busted open, sat there and said,
busted open.
Yeah. They sat there and said, when did that happen?
Same thing I said.
And he rolled out of the ring. He rolled under the ring. He rolled back out from under the ring. And he's bleeding everywhere. And you're like, okay, that's fake.
Yeah.
And what we're supposed to believe, it's because every one of those Tanahashi kicks actually like caused it. It did not.
Did the right person go up?
In that match?
Because my line of thinking, everybody thought Moxley, but I thought there's a possibility
No.
that Tanahashi was going to go over because originally it was him and CM Punk. So it makes sense that Punk. What's the build up?
I'm listening to what you're saying. Go ahead.
Yeah, so that would make more sense because that was the original match.
You're so
that was supposed to
angry
be.
about the fact that I'm sitting here going, no.
No, because what's the fucking build up with CM Punk and Moxley? Why are they fighting? What the fuck's the issue besides the belt?
So, CM Punk versus Moxley, there is no build up. But, and you're right, okay? There's no build up. But you're talking about a guy who is the epitome of what brings the ratings, Jon Moxley. And when they can finally have the guy that brings the ratings as the champion, CM Punk, have a match together, hopefully at
All Out or whatever that is.
All Out or All In.
Double or Nothing. I don't know what that is.
Double or Nothing.
One of those gambling pay-per-views.
But All Out or All In.
All gambling pay-per-views.
Yeah, that's what I said. One of those gambling pay-per-views.
Having CM Punk win that match.
So beat Moxley.
Yeah. Well, at this point,
Bear doesn't agree. What do you think, Bear?
At this point,
I think at this point,
you have CM Punk win that match because Moxley doesn't need the win.
CM Punk didn't do it.
Well, CM Punk will need the win in coming back as the world champion and say, "Hey, I am the champ."
Okay.
You have to have him win that.
Okay.
But it'd be different if it was something where and maybe it will be
Remember when
different.
Cody came back?
Maybe it will be different when or if the person in that interim spot figures out a way to get themselves over. Right?
Moxley's already over.
Moxley's already over. Punk's already over. It's just going to be Moxley versus Punk. And Punk's going to win that match. Because Moxley currently has the ability to say, I'm the two-time AEW champ.
Well, not really, because he's just interim, so that's not really the...
Right. So that's where...
All right.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
Those are all those weird...
What's your take, Chris? Barrett?
I feel like depending on the type of match that they end up having will dictate. You start getting all kind, if it's some kind of gimmick match like they had with Omega and Mox, then Punk is gonna win. But if it's like a basic match, no kind of heavy gimmicks, then Mox is gonna take it.
All right.
So talk about Raw. I'm trying to get to this because it's 10 o'clock.
All right. So you want to talk about Raw?
Or do you want to get predictions? It's up to you. I don't care.
Well, no, we can. Here's Raw right here.
Because I just know.
Matt Riddle.
Oh, yeah.
During the 20th anniversary John Cena show, proved his worth and decided to show that he deserved to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match by beating 20 people?
Yeah, that Raw.
Battle Royal. So what you think about that?
I didn't see that.
Yeah. We said that he was going to win.
Barrett?
I caught like the last 45 minutes of Raw.
Okay.
All right.
Where I was looking forward to Elrod. I want to try with Elrod. Did you see that interaction between him and Cena? I want to walk with Elias, speak with Zeke, and trod with Rod or Elrod, or something he said.
But did you notice that Becky didn't see Cena?
Yep, Becky didn't see Cena. Then she did something that they showed on Twitter later. She, at the end of the show,
She did see Cena. She just was like,
I like the Cena. I didn't think I would. I like the Cena and Theory interaction.
I did. I really enjoyed it. I love the fact that John Cena walked away
for the selfie.
when he was like, let me go ahead and capture it. And he's like, you gotta be kidding me.
Cena was the king of walking away last night because when he was talking to Seth Rollins and Omos and then he came up and then Cena was like this whole time looking almost. Good luck with that. He pat him on the back, walked away from him. So.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed the John Cena segments last night. So, all right.
So Becky got her place back in the Money in the Bank. Trying to think. That was it, right? That was the
I'm just trying to figure out like where to go with this.
I don't think you have anything for the pay-per-view.
I don't.
Don't worry, we'll just keep it on.
I had this Forbidden Door.
Yeah, I don't know why you had that on that computer.
So I'm just gonna say I'm done.
You got predictions
for what?
Money in the Bank next week, you fucker.
Well, you didn't give me those.
Money in the Bank, men's Money in the Bank ladder match. You got Rollins, McIntyre, Sheamus, Omos, Zayn, Riddle, and to be announced on that.
Riddle.
All right.
That's Riddle.
The women's Money in the Bank. Becky, Alexa, Liv, Raquel, Asuka, Shotzi, or Lacey. I'm gonna say Liv.
It's either gonna be Liv or Becky.
What'd you say, Barrett?
It's either Liv or Becky.
So I don't want to see Becky going for the title again.
I don't want to see Becky going for the title either. I think Bayley's gonna show up somehow.
Yeah, but she's not in the match.
She can still show up.
What are the
Becky, Alexa, Liv, Raquel, Asuka, Shotzi, Lacey. So you agree,
Liv.
For the what the fuck is going on?
My Amazon thing.
Trying
to play into all this.
So Raw Women's Championship, Bianca and Carmella.
Bianca.
It's Bianca.
Bianca.
All right. He says Bianca too. Woo. SmackDown. Ronda or Natalya?
Ronda.
Ronda? What do you think?
I want Natalya to win this, but it's gonna be Ronda.
We all want Natalya to win this, and yet Ronda's gonna win this.
Well, I like the story that they got going on.
Yeah.
Like if you actually follow it on social media and everything, it's actually interesting.
Undisputed tag champs, the Usos and the Prophets.
Woo! Based on this week,
I'm gonna say the Prophets.
I kind of think the Street Profits might actually take that championship.
And then United States Championship. Theory. I'm gonna do this. Bobby Lashley. Who you got, Barrett?
I feel I can go either way, but I'm gonna say Lashley. I feel like Alexander comes down.
I'm gonna go with Lashley too, because I think they're gonna set up. No, I don't think Alexander's per se.
That's what I think.
I think Cena might come down, and that's gonna set them up for the SummerSlam.
I think Cena's not going to come down.
Really?
But I think that there's going to be a.
So they just play the music. Why play the music if he doesn't come down?
Because it'll cause Theory to look up. And then Lashley will take care of the rest.
Okay. So that's the pay-per-view.
So, Tino.
What?
You know.
Well, let Barrett do all his first.
Oh, what's Barrett going to do?
I got no gimmicks. I got nothing.
You got nothing. You got no sights and.
Come on, Barrett. You got shit to sit there.
You got no handles.
I don't have nothing to plug.
Nothing to plug. All right, folks. We want to say thanks for coming and
Well, unless you want to plug the Mo Tribe.
The what?
Unless you want to plug the Potsy.
I don't even know how to stop this.
We weren't even paying attention to comments.
Unless you want to plug the Potsy and Tino merchandise.
I'm gonna do that anyway. Did we have any?
Well, Tino likes to always say, "Buy our shit,"
but it's not time yet.
No, I got nothing else.
All right, so we're gonna say thank you guys for hanging out with us again on the Tuesday 8:15. It's a different kind of show, but thanks for sticking around. We want to say thanks to Chris Barrett for coming on and being a guest on the show. As always, you can check him out on the Twitter machine at damn it, Pot Check. I am Hootie Fan 91. My brain stopped for a minute. On the Insta, I'm SC Tino. He is Rob Potsy Podcheck, and he's also Rob Podcheck. On the TikTok, we're Potsy Tino Show. He is Rob Potsy Podcheck. I am just Tino Gray. On Facebook, we are Potsy and Tino Show. On Facebook, on Twitter, we're Potsy and Tino. We want to say thank you again to Adam's House Cats for our theme, which is the wrestling song. You can catch that on iTunes for 99 cents 99. As always, click like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Yeah, right.
And welcome to Chris Barrett for being on the show tonight.
And buy our shit.
Buy our shit. And Tina, you ready for this?
Yep. As always, we're out of here. That late great Macho Man is always thinking. Ooh, yeah. Dig it.
Everybody listening, it ain't too long.
Well, you're in charge of the music this week. Why did you turn it down? You were rocking.
I don't know why it like.
So amazing.
The greatest of all time.
You got to be the man. And I am.
Woo!